I wanted to shoot a quick video on how to make sure you've properly used swipes and templates, and so you can make sure you get some results from them. They can be deceptively tricky. I know, like, you take a simple swipe, like how to insert benefit here. A lot of times you can think you've done it right, but I've noticed people will, like, their benefits are super vague, or it's just not the right one that's going to resonate with the audience. So it helps to have like a test you can run your copy through to make sure that it's good and will work before sending it out. Even with swipes, because as you're about to see, using a swipe doesn't necessarily mean it's like, okay, oh yes, I've used a swipe, now everything's going to work. You can use them wrong, as you're about to see. All right, so the way that the test and review process is that you can use is straight from Michael Masterson's book, Copy Logic. It's the Cub review. It's like what Agora and a lot of other big companies use. Basically, you check and see if your copy is confusing, unbelievable, or boring. You scale it on a score of 1 to 4 for all of those things. A 1 being like, yeah, super confusing, it's unbelievable, it's boring as hell. A 4 being like, no, this is great. So I wanted to do a quick example of what that can look like. So this, if you look at this headline, is accountability sabotaging your reality? This is a swipe at, maybe it was on purpose, I don't know if they knew that they were swiping, but there's a lot of headlines in the personal development world of like, is your brain sabotaging your success? I know John Carlton had a great ad, is your brain is sabotaging your golf game, or your brain is trying to kill your golf game. So this is a proven headline formula. Is your, this thing you have sabotaging this result that you want? Sort of, it gets like the fear going of like, oh no, I've got this thing that I need to get rid of that's keeping me from getting what I want. So if you run this headline through the Cub process, then immediately you're going to read it and go, is accountability sabotaging your reality? Okay, is that confusing? Yes, absolutely. You don't really talk about accountability and your reality in the same sentence all that much. And this use of your reality is just super vague. It's like, what are you talking about? Is it sabotaging my reality? Like, I don't know. This is in no way obvious. I'm not even sure what you mean. So, super confusing. I'd give it like a 1 in terms of, is it, 1 to 4? So that would definitely need to be rewritten. I would change it. This is a product for habits. So are habits sabotaging your success? That would at least get it closer to where it needs to be. So then you'd go on to the next part, unbelievable. If you look at the headline subhead, it's not unbelievable, though. If you're going to make this promise about reach your goals and create the life you deserve, you're going to want to back that up immediately. Otherwise, if you just start throwing out claims without proof, especially in the headline, then they're going to start doubting you, and it hurts credibility. So it's not unbelievable, especially if it's backed up. And then if you're looking at if it's for boring, I think having specific elements like focus success, which is kind of their mechanism for making sure you stick with your habits, that definitely keeps it interesting. And then having this little bit at the end, they're immediately going to have this objection of like, oh, they're not successful because they're just too lazy. And this, when you are able to immediately overcome the objection that's in their mind right in the headline, that's going to add curiosity. So that keeps it interesting. So it's boring. I would maybe give it a 2.5. So it's interesting enough. Really, the big thing is this is confusing. It's just like I don't know what it means. So when you have that simple Cub process, you run your swipes through that, and then you can kind of go back and retool it to see if you're hitting the right points or if it's good to go. So there you go. That's all I got. Hope it was helpful, and see ya.